if you don't know what to do with AI, maybe you should give White Robot a try. Maybe linger, give by freebie try.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to give us a like and follow now, you hear?
So welcome to episode 3. This is the new episode 3, and I'm going to combine a bunch of demonstrations here. I wasn't planning on this. This is impromptu. But I ended up with a much cooler show and tell for this episode, as far as a tool, as far as a process. And it actually serves as an unbelievable contrast to what I had originally planned for this episode. So I'm over in my Claude right now, and I just want to show you this latest build. So I just built a audio blog tool for White Robot. I just came up with the idea. It was, let me just show you. I mean, this is not a really long Claude prompt, really. So I gave it the idea. I gave it some references. It's a nice concept, of course. It always is very flattering. We had a little bit of a discussion back and forth about how this tool would work, and it created this image. Which, by the way, I was like, why did you create this image version of the image? I had said that I wanted to use an image. I uploaded a different version of it, and it produced this for some reason. I'm not even sure whether it's being used, if it's being used. Nonetheless, it understood 2 modules. So I got the public page and the back-end administrative tool. So now let me take you into that tool, and this is a really kind of fun test for me as well. So I'm going to share this tab instead. So as you can see, now I'm in the back end of White Robot, and I'm now in this meeting room that I created. This is the show. This isn't the new tool that I was going to do the whole show about. The tool that I was going to do the whole show about was actually, let me go over to the admin now, is the guest applications tool. Now that doesn't look interesting at all. And I will contrast that dialogue. If you look at the Claude conversation that I had, let me go back to Claude for a second. And now go to my previous conversations where I was talking about where I built the guest scheduler. And which one? Update. Is this it? No, I don't think this is it. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong audio recording window sequence decisions. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So look, just as I scroll, how many variations, how many times did I get files and documents to upload, install, showing screen captures of what's working, what's not working. Now, in fairness, this was a very involved, complex module that actually integrated with the first 2 modules that I built live, all part of this sort of podcasting suite of tools. And this was a unique prompt that I went into Grammarly and wrote it, entirely on my own, because I was very specific about what I wanted that guest user experience to be. I wanted to integrate that with the banner that gets created for any new episode, so that I could intake their image, their title, their description, and so on. I could put some of that information with their photo on the banner, all auto-generated, and that they would then have that themselves as soon as I said, yep, we're approved to go through the back end tool, here's the link to the meeting room for when we're doing the meeting room. And here is a banner that you can use to promote your appearance on the show. Again, all of that is done manually. So and I'm happy to showcase that tool. But let me go into this tool that I just built. So let me go back into my admin, and I'm going to go into dashboard and audio log right here up at the top. And you see that I did testing the new audio blog. And as I showed you, that was a really, in compared to the guest tool, it was a one-hit wonder. I gave Claude the idea once. I got a working module on the first go, and this is a really cool module, actually. Now, what I showed you in that dialogue was, in fact, me saying, "Oh, okay, that works 100%. Now I want to do a couple of upgrades." So I'll show you what the whole process is for this, and then what the output is. So I come in here, and one of the upgrades that I did, for example, was to just make sure that I could pick the right microphone that I wanted to use, because it was picking up a bad microphone, and it added in this little audio gauge so that I can see how well my microphone is working, and it is. So um, I'm going to click record, and I'm going to be basically dual recording now the video that you're watching, if you're watching the video. And then at this point, the audio will kick in, and that will become now an audio blog available on my page. And we'll go and see the final result of that once we're done with this process. So let's just go ahead. I'll record a little audio blog. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just listening to this audio right now, you are coming in midway through a video recording. I decided, okay, let me see if I can test both sides of this, where I'm now recording a video that I can post on social media. And at the same time, I wanted to have an audio, just a pure audio blog at the same time, because what's also really cool about this tool, as you'll see in a second, for those who are watching, that it's going to generate a transcript for me. And then, because I have this horrible tendency to say and a lot, and I'm working on that, people, I will see, there I go. I will clean that up using Claude. So I've just been talking for a little minute here. I'm going to stop the audio recording. Thanks for listening. And for those who are watching, you see that it's now uploading that file, and I am able to play it back. So let's create a title here. And what are we doing? We are testing audio plus video at the same time. And I'll put a real description. This was just a test, but it's going so well, I might just keep it online. And we'll keep that nice and short. And now I'm going to click Generate Transcript here. And of course, it's only going to pick up what I said in that audio part of the recording. There you see. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just listening to this audio right now, and right, so that's what I said. As I said, I say and and you can see those if you're watching, that appears. So I'm just going to click Clean Transcript. It's cleaned out all of those little messy pieces. And now I could save that as a draft, but let's just go publish right away. And it's done. Okay, so now I can go back to my audio logs, where now it shows that I have 2. And let's go to the audio log page on the front end, the public page for that. And now we're sharing that. I'm going to refresh the page, and there it is. So testing the audio, so plus video at the same time. So people will be able to watch it. There it is. Now, of course, you won't be able to hear it. I can hear what I'm saying and while this is playing. There's the transcript. I don't think audio is gonna play. I think you're only hearing my voice as far as the video people because I have my headphones in. If I take my headphones out here, so you see that recorded pretty well. I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna plug my headphones back in, and I'll stop that recording. And I have to say, all of that, has been really cool. I think that audio log tool, the fact that it has a custom player, the player looks cool, it adds it to the log. This is really all automatic. I can basically now, at any point in time, just come in with a thought, record it, get the transcript, clean the transcript, and publish. So I think that's a pretty cool tool and a cool demo for a really short uh, episode three. I mean, maybe I should really kinda go back into the admin and really kinda talk about, that workflow um, for the guest application because it's very cool. I think what I'll do is maybe ins rather than, actually go walk through the process, I'll just show you, the output of my tests for that because that really was what was on the agenda. Um, okay, so we're going to go back into the administrative area for White Robot here. Um, and what we've done is updates to all the previous modules, in fact, that we had before. So if I wanted to create a new banner template, I can do that by and I'll just quickly show you why we updated the banner template. Like, what does that have to do with guests? Well, the answer is because if I want to create a new banner and then have it so that those guests appear, I'm going to need to um, assign where those images go because each design is going to be unique. So what this tool is letting me do is I'll just do something like pet. I'm just going to use a stock image for now. I could get AI to generate it for me, but we'll just grab something generic, like let's say this one, and then I will come in over here and add, and just I'm just going to point out again exactly what that tool is. So uh, down at the bottom there is where the episode number and title appear, and I'm happy with those designs. Like I said, I can come in here now. I didn't bother putting in the logo, but you would have there was a logo option to upload that, and then you could drag that around, and then I can drag this person's for a single guest. Okay, so say I want a big guest, I want a big their profile picture nice and big, um, and it'll put their name and title automatically. And now for 2 guests, okay, well, we say let's put those now side by side, and we'll keep it at this current size, you know, and you'd go through each one of these again for each one, and if you wanna change the ring size to smaller, okay, we're getting crowded, then you do that, right? I'm being a little sloppy in terms of how I'm laying this out, um, but, you get the point that basically this lets me create a template for what the banner will look like, what guests will like on that banner, right? And making that fit. And then I save that. And so now later, when I want to, we'll call that just temp. And so now if I want to finish that banner and start populating it with guests, well, how is it doing that? And the answer is it's doing it by the show. So you can see I've got what will people do, and I've got one guest, which is just me. I've got this one building the guest experience, which is this, and I've got these placeholders here, and you see there it populates that banner number. So we'll say, that's EP 0.0.3. And so on, and then I can render and save that. And what I'm going to show you now is imagine if you're somebody who's applying. So I'll just share this one. I won't bother with both of them because they're essentially the same kind of thing. So if you apply through the application form that we created with that module, you'll get an email that says, "Thanks for your submission. It's pending review." And there's a page that you go to that shows whether that's pending or not. Once you're approved, then that page updates. And as you can see this is a separate test, so it's not the same banner that we were just using. But what that does is that gives me the page that said, your application is pending. Now it says, "Wonderful, you're approved. We're excited to have you on the show." You get a link to the meeting room, and it points out that that might not be the same as the actual live show. And then, as I said, I've got this you can now download that banner. If you're the guest, it has your photo on it, it has your name, it has your title, as you see. And then that way your guests can immediately start to promote their appearance on that episode. So this is really kind of fun and cool, and all of this is kind of coming together. Like I said, this back end tool, as you can tell, that's a pretty involved process. Oh, was I not sharing the right tab? Geez, yeah, that's right. Okay, sorry. Here, now you can see it. This is what the approved application looks like. And as I said, there's that banner. It's not the banner that we were making together, but I think you get the idea. So all of this is coming together as a really cool sort of suite of tools for podcasters. And what's ironic about all this is that when I built the White Robot website, I guess like a couple of weeks ago, doing a show, doing Substack, video recordings, audio recordings, none of that was on the agenda, but it's starting to all kind of make sense. So I've got now the show scheduler, and that lets me now we built this one as the first tool live build that we did. And it basically looked and worked exactly like this one. What's different is the meeting room, right? So now I can create meeting rooms that are associated with the show. And again, that wasn't really relevant at the beginning of this process. But what was interesting was that if you watch that first episode, um, you see how it has all these sort of placeholders. It had placeholders for things like that banner link. So we weren't really changing a whole lot. Like I said, in the end, all we really did was make it so that that banner connected to that area. It wasn't connected because we hadn't even built the banner tool, right? So you've seen the banner tool, you've seen now this schedule, and then I guess the only little thing again, no, I think we did even show you, is that in the admin side, I can go into and receive. This is where I kind of receive applications and can review them and say, oh, okay, yeah, this person with the Apple photo, that's what they did. I mean, I suppose I could show you the application page, but I'll just put a link to that anyways from our homepage so that people who want to be a guest on the show, because I don't always just want to do building stuff or doing kind of my own show and tell. I'd like for other people to do some show and tells or to just have a conversation. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Now, if you were only listening to the audio. Of course, that's not part of the audio now. Uh, but I think this makes for a condensed, short, uh, cool little demo of not actually programming with Claude Live, uh, but um, but a quick review. Like I said, you can come in and I'll show you back over in Claude. Like I said, this is the big giant guest dialogue, and it just goes on and on and on. Um, I think we ended up with 8 or 9 variations of this tool uploaded and then uninstalled and reinstalled and uninstalled and reinstalled over and over and over again until it was all connected, all working right. It wasn't all just one module. Like I said, like here, what you're seeing, for example, it's where it was giving me public pages, and it was going. Oh, that little preview. What was that preview? Uh, I don't know. Anyways, as I said, that was a huge build. That would have been incredibly. There it is. There it shows up. You applied as a guest, right? So that's what that looks like. So you see all the work being done there for that. And that took us forever. But if you just go to this audio one that we just did, and in some ways, that's that's a cool, flashier tool. Like I really think we should just kind of go and end on that player. But like I said, these are the instructions. This was the back and forward. And then by here, yeah, I'm getting one little file. By here, I'm getting the 2 zip files, one for the module installer, and it worked like that, like magic. And then, of course, the public pages that synced with that backend tool, all automatic, all really fast. And then the rest of this is just me doing upgrades. And I'm really happy with all of that. So, anyways, thanks for tuning into this. I hope that's slightly sort of an entertaining live building Claude development episode. And we are now officially ready to take guests on the show. So maybe that will be you. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
If you don't know what to do with AI, maybe you should give White Robot a try. Maybe linger, get by breathing right.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to give us a like and follow now, you hear?
Giffy Pack. We build it live today. Giffy Pack. Now I have to say,
why waste time? That seems kind of iffy when you can now make your Giffies in a jiffy.